Hey, Black, Shalom L'Chaim. This next video is what they say about Arab, Qatar. What's that? Cue that music that loud.
Slave, trying to polish this ball and this chain, cause I don't think twice. Just keep it out of my sight there. Well, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Oh, bitch, don't kill my vibe. Well,
Everyone should already know that this country hosted the World Cup, held in the Middle East, in Arabia, known by the name of Qatar. But have you ever wondered where the Arabs of Qatar came from anyway? Who would be the ancestor of the Qatari or Qatari Arabs in the Middle East? Currently, there are about 13 purely ethnic and Semitic nations in the Middle East. However, there are also approximately 22 Arab Islamic nations in the region, descended from mixed Semites. When talking about Arab peoples and their tribes, it is often assumed that Ishmael is the father of all Arabs. However, biblically, this is not the case. Without a doubt, Ishmael is one of the most interesting figures in the Bible. Addressing the origin of Arab peoples involves exploring their relationship with Ishmael. However, Ishmael was not the only progenitor of the Arab peoples. There are other Arab tribes and Arab peoples who are not direct descendants of Ishmael, but of other biblical characters. For example, we have the Arameans, who are Syrians. They are not descendants of Ishmael. Likewise, the Edomites in Jordan today are not descendants of Ishmael but descendants of Lot, Abraham's nephew. Although they have their own distinct origins, all Semitic peoples have something in common, as they are part of the same ethnic group, known as the Semitic group. They are called Semitic peoples due to their ethnicity that originated from Shem, one of the ancestors of mankind after the flood. Now, when addressing the Arabs of Qatar, it is important to mention that they, like other Arabs, are part of the Semitic peoples and have ancestors coming from Shem. However, the Arabs of Qatar are not direct descendants of Ishmael. In fact, they originate with Abraham, specifically through his second wife, named Keturah or Turah. The Bible reports that Abraham remarried after having Ishmael, his firstborn, and Isaac, his son of promise. In the book of Genesis, chapter 25, it is mentioned that Abraham married another woman named Keturah, and by her they had children named Zinram, Jokshan, Medan, Midian, Ishbak and Shwan. It is common for people to focus on Abraham's first two sons and end up forgetting that he had other sons, who were responsible for the emergence of several nations in the Middle East. In the case of Qatar, one of the sons of Abraham by Keturah was the ancestor of the Arabs of Qatar. The 6 children of Abraham gave rise to several countries in the Middle East, the main ones being Saudi Arabia, Bahrain and Qatar. These countries have their origin directly from Abraham, through his wife Keturah. The Bible also mentions in Genesis that Jokshan begot Sheba and Dedan. The descendants of Dedan were the Asherites, Lethasite, and Lumite, Genesis 25 verse 3. One of the best-known peoples, right after the Ishmaelites and the Israelites, would be the people of Midian known as the Midianite Arabs, descendants of Abraham and Keturah. The sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, Enoch, Abida, and Eldah. All of them were descendants of Keturah. The scriptures speak even more about these 6 sons of Abraham, who gave rise to 6 tribes in the Middle East. In Genesis 25 verses 5 to 6, the Bible reports that Abraham transferred all his possessions to Isaac, the progenitor of the Israelite people. As for the children of his concubines, such as Hagar, Abraham's first concubine and mother of Ishmael, father of the Ishmaelites, and Keturah, his second concubine who became his second wife, Abraham gave them gifts and sent these children to live far from Isaac, in the land of the east, still alive. The Bible gives us some information about the whereabouts of these 6 sons of Abraham, and Qatar is one of the regions where Abraham's descendants with Keturah would be located. However, it is impossible to know precisely which of the 6 children gave rise to Arabs in Qatar. What we can say with certainty is that one of these 6 children is responsible for this origin. Just as we know that Midian gave rise to the Arabs of Saudi Arabia, geographically, the neighboring nations of the country of Saudi Arabia, such as Qatar and Bahrain, are direct descendants of the other sons of Abraham with Keturah. In the Bible, Midian is associated with two main aspects. First, it is known as the place where Moses met his wife Zipporah and lived for many years before returning to Egypt to lead the Hebrew people out of slavery. Second, it is mentioned as the homeland of the Midianites, a group of people descended from Midian. The Midianites were Semites and were part of the region's nomadic population. They were known for their involvement in trade and for being shepherds of flocks. In the Bible, the Midianites are portrayed in some passages as adversaries of the Israelites during their journey through the desert. Responding to a frequent doubt that many people have and some may not know, the Arabs of Qatar are indeed descendants of Abraham and belong to the Semitic ethnic group, being direct descendants of Abraham in a pure way. Regarding the origin of the name Qatar, etymologically, it is believed to derive from Katara, which possibly refers to an ancient city called Zubara, an important commercial port in the region. Zubara was founded in the late 18th century by an Arab tribe called Al-Buwaynan, which was known for its involvement in trade and for exploiting the commercial sea routes between the Persian Gulf and the Arabian Peninsula. The city grew rapidly and became an important center of commerce, especially in the trade of pearls and goods from India and the Persian Gulf. The word Katara first appears on Ptolemy's map of the Arab world. In Antiquity, about 3,000 years ago, that is, 1,000 years before Christ, the Arabs of Qatar, descendants of Abraham and Keturah, did not speak the Arabic language that we know today. They spoke a Midianite-like dialect or variant, an archaic form of Aramaic dialect. As for the ethnicity of the Arabs of Qatar, as well as other Semitic peoples, they have a yellowish or beige skin tone, which tans easily under the sun. Generally, they have an arched nose, a full beard and wavy or curly hair, like most Arabs. Despite Qatar being an Arab country in the Middle East, it is important to mention that there are many foreigners of Indian origin living there. In addition to the significant presence of foreigners of Indian origin in Qatar, the country also attracts a wide range of international professionals due to its economic growth and rapid development. These days Qatar is known to be a global business hub and home to several multinational companies. This results in a diverse population, with people of different nationalities and cultures living together and contributing to Qatari society. In summary, Qatar is a country that stands out not only for its Arab identity, but also for its multicultural population and for being an attractive destination for international professionals, sportsmen and tourists from different origins.